One Love Lottery is a new exciting weekly lottery established to help raise funds for our young people aged 17 to 25 and to generate community wealth in the UK. By playing One Love Lottery for just £1 per ticket, you also stand a chance of winning some amazing prizes, including our jackpot of £25,000 each week. Tickets are available from onelovelottery.co.uk or call 0208 183 1832 for more information. Draws are made every Saturday and you can play as many times as you like. Players must be 16 or over and reside in the UK. Please support One Love Lottery today. United we stand, divided we fall. One love.
Welcome to the R Retreat, located at Northamptonshire's Whittlebury Hall complex, a 4-star hotel providing a luxury spa and golfing experience with the finest food and sports facilities. Absolutely everything that you could ask for to relax and recharge. But not only that, we have provided the best relationship and wellbeing speaker experts to empower you, to give you tools, tips and strategies of how to develop and grow your own relationships with self and with others. So come and recharge, re-energize, realign and rebuild. Book your place today at the R Retreat, Whittlebury Hall, Northamptonshire. This is the time for you and you alone to give back to you.
Young princes and princesses, we are the Collective Gentlemen's Consortium. Our focus is to support you from picking up the gun, knife, or joining a gang. I know being in a gang, you feel a sense of family and belonging. But I'm here to tell you today, I have frontline experience, both in Jamaica and in London, as it was once my life. I care about you and want to protect you from being a statistic in hospital, in the grave, or in prison. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. If you don't care about your life, think about your parents and the parents affected by the consequences of your reckless behaviour. I know you know right from wrong, and I'm not here to preach to you. Based on your reckless actions, you're committing blatant suicide. It's not funny stabbing, killing, murdering someone because of a disrespect or drugs, postcode or money. When you murder people, there's no honour or respect. Sons, nephews, little brothers, daughters, nieces, sisters, you are kings and queens, not animals. In the animal kingdom, lions are kings. Lions have pride. A lion without pride is just a big pussycat. There's a saying that pride goes before destruction and a haunted spirit before a fall. Gangs and guns and knife violence is destroying our community, causing our community to fall. CGC want to help the next generation restore their pride in self, family and community. Through mentoring and counselling, we can equip you to discover your path, purpose and passion. With clear positioning, the hope is that you will find internal and external peace, resulting in prosperity of your soul, which in turn will drive forward the productivity in your character. Finally, with the restoration of your pride, the power will be in the legacy that you leave for those who will come after you. CGC's mission is to enrich the next generation with the might and the right to live, learn, love and leave a legacy. CGC is here to help you. All you have to do is to call 079 560 41746 or contact us on our website. We promise all information is confidential. CGC will protect you from those who seek to control your lives. They don't have no power over you. Trust me, I was there. This is Marlo Morris from the CGC and I approve this message. Welcome and good evening to the Struggle to Success. This is the third season. It's a youth edition, and it's following on from the success of the first and second series run last year. We felt like we needed to get the voices of the young people together, so I'm joined by a panel of young people, young men. Beside me is Kamal, next to him is Marnie and Tyson, and we're going to be sharing a few subjects over the next 4 weeks, and it's about empowerment, information, inspiration, education, around how to manage our mental health and well-being while pursuing success and the struggles we have to face as young people. I am also a young person as well. So I'm just here to contribute to the I'm part of the gang, I'm part of the boy band, so this is the boy band. It's the new boy band, look out for us. So now we're gonna have some serious conversations about serious youth violence, youth unemployment, relationships, family matters, mental health and well-being, and all kinds of different things that young people are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. It's not the same as generations gone by, and we just want to kind of educate ourselves around the new challenges, the new struggles that young people have to do, especially young men. You know what I mean? Because it's not easy for none of us in our community, but there is a focus on young men, and we need to kind of hear what the issues are so we can address those needs and support. So give support where we can. So my name is Marlo Morris. I'm one of the founders and directors of the Legacy Foundation. Legacy Foundation came about after the passing of my brother a couple of years ago, and the purpose is to empower young people, educate them around enterprise, employment, training and development, and give them opportunities, take them from nothing to something, because a lot of young people can't be what they can't see. So we kind of like to shine a light on the best of us to inspire the rest of us. And so that's how legacies come about. So we go into schools, we go into pupil referral units, youth services, wellbeing centers, and we deliver workshops, programs and services of enrichment and empowerment. So that's what we've been doing. We've been getting some sponsorships and funding, and little by little we're growing, and we're giving God thanks for that. Today, we're going to kick off and we're going to talk about relationships. Does relationships matter now? You know, once upon a time, our community thrived on building good family relationships, good friends, and big community. Coming from Africa, the Caribbean, we built a lot of our community based on strong relationships in the family. And over the years, little by little, we found ourselves not so much as strong as we were. And is it because relationships don't matter no more? You know what I'm saying, especially with the young people, is relationships a good thing anymore? You know, is it better just not to have any relationships with family anymore, just not to have any good relationships with friends anymore, just focus on yourself and just go for what you know, don't trust anyone? I'm saying, you know, is it better just to focus on yourself and not to really worry about anybody else? Because I find a lot of young people don't. When we were growing up, and as I was sharing with you guys earlier, we band together. We found value in numbers, in staying together with our family and staying together with our friends. You know, if we were going out, there would be 50 of us going out. You know what I'm saying? And we found strength in that. We found honor in that. I don't see a lot of that now happening. I see like it's every man for themselves now. You know what I'm saying?
And everyone's just at each other.
Everybody's at each other. There's no real loyalty. There's no real trust. It's like building relationships on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Where you don't really know where a man's family come from. You don't really know. They just pop up out of nowhere. You know, you don't know where their resume is or where their backstory is. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what they've come through, how they got their stripes to get to where they. You know what I mean? How they badge of honor. You know what I'm saying? They just popped up out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they're generals and you know what I mean, captains, you know what I'm saying? So does, you know, my question today, does relationships even matter now? You know what I'm saying? In the family, in business, in friends, I'm saying, does it even matter anymore with young people? You know, Kamar, what you want to kick off?
Yeah, no. In my personal opinion,
Introduce yourself.
well, my name is Kamal, and I'm a young artist, and I'm an entrepreneur getting into our own events company with my partner Marnie, and we're trying to host events and do big things. Relating to your question, you just asked me about relationships. I think relationships are very important to have a solid team, because if you don't have a solid team, you can't build on like a enterprise or a business, because you can't do every task on your own. You need to have multiple roles going to multiple people, which can help make the plan fit together perfectly and make every transition in the business run smoothly. Where, like, for example, someone could be worrying about distributing tickets, and someone could be worrying about making sure the venue's good enough, and someone could be worrying about making sure there's enough drinks per person that's going to be there.
In terms of relationships, I feel like
Introduce yourself.
my name is Marnie. I'm currently still at college, and in terms of the business that we're starting, it's an events company, and I have my own clothing brand, and I'm an artist as well. So I do kind of many things, but I'm trying to get perfect and really focus on all these things. So in terms of relationships, I feel like in relationships, in terms of girlfriends and stuff like that, that should come after you've kind of focused on yourself, have time to focus on yourself and better yourself in life first, then you focus about that. But of course, I would say all relationships are really important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're really important, yeah?
Relationships.
Okay, Tyson, you want to introduce yourself and comment?
My name's Tyson Drohan. I'm a boxer for England, eventually ABC, also a businessman, reseller, whatnot, and part of a clothing brand as well. And I think relationships are important. I feel like in different aspects of relationships, it's not what they're about, it's who they're about and who you're with, why you're with them. Not just necessarily a romantic relationship, a family one as well. I'd say this year, a prime example of relationships that I've seen become a problem is my football team, Arsenal. And growing up younger, they look much more stronger as a team collectively. Not just the players, but I'm more concerned about who's behind the manager, the transfer window board, whatnot. And like this year, we've become quite big in terms of being a failure and a meme. So I just want to know what's wrong with my team. I can blame the players and whatnot. You can blame the. You can basically blame.
I know what's wrong with your team.
You can blame the players. You can blame them whatnot. But then it's like manager. Who hired the manager? The relationship between the manager and the owner. The owners. How much money did they invest and whatnot? And it's like you see built up issues and you just think they need fixing. Even just simple things at home. Your family are much better when they're together, collective as a unit. But once someone falls out, there's a negative energy or whatnot that goes throughout the house and whatnot. And things might not be the same necessarily for a certain amount of time. So just going through little experiences and some things that don't really involve me, I'd say is it's important just to have your eye on a lot of things that don't necessarily involve you. Just like an observation, I'd say. See what things are like. And then also friendships down the way as well. Everyone's friends, and then year 11, everyone breaks up. Then you go college, you meet a new bunch of friends. You might think to yourself, oh, they're not like my friends at secondary school. These are much more cool.
It's really important. Definitely.
You lot came together through a purpose, yeah? And it was about the Legacy Foundation offering a wealth creation program, 6-week wealth creation program. Now, when you all came, there was a purpose behind that, yeah? Because you wanted to maximize whatever opportunities were there in order to create wealth for yourselves.
Yeah.
You had your business ideas that you wanted to manifest, yeah? Tyson, you've got your artistry, your own business ideas that you wanted to manifest. So any support and assistance that you felt that could empower that or enable that, you were open to.
100%.
Because you saw that as a valuable relationship. That's what I'm trying to say to you. And you talked about your team, Arsenal. Yeah, you identified it started from the top.
Mm.
Management. It's not about the players, it's about the management.
Yeah.
You're talking about Kamal, the relationships are valuable because everybody takes their role, everybody's responsible in their position, and you're able to cover more in terms of good relationships.
Yeah. Because you can't do nothing by yourself.
You can't
in
do
terms
nothing
of
by
business.
yourself.
Yeah.
So why is it then young people find themselves by themselves? They don't talk to no one. Why is it that they don't? Why is it that young people feel? I feel like young people are now very selfish, very entitled, very spoiled, very easily to be offended. I'm saying very easy to cut people off, very easy to burn bridges.
It's good
I don't
to be
need that girl no more.
that's
I don't
important.
need that girl no more because I can get another 20 girls. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe it's the way that I don't know, you've been taught or you've grown up.
So
Or
it's
I
even
feel
like-
like maybe
things
it's
you've gone
across the
through.
lines of that, because if you choose to do something differently to that, what I would do, I know that it's got to come in within something. It can't just come from nowhere. Yeah, or you've been taught that way to move like that. for instance.
who taught young people that?
Your mum or your dad or just your family home in general?
It may not even be that.
I'd blame
It may
school
be
as well. I
situations
feel
you've
like
gone through.
school exposed you to many situations, not necessarily.
School.
Yeah, not necessarily primary, more
How so?
secondary as well. Like your mum and dad weren't there when you had your first fight, or when you got hit for the first time or bullied, or when you done something that was considered wrong. And like school tell you what's right and wrong, but personal experience, I've been told right and wrong different to my mum. My mum always taught me, oh, hit someone if someone hits you, hit someone back. School tell you that's wrong either way. So it's like, so I wouldn't blame necessarily home. And like, I feel like the youth, including myself and that, like we all look at who's doing it right now, who's doing it big, Jay-Z, Drake, whatever. And you look at them as individual artists, they all have teams behind them. They're just in the spotlight. They're the man for the spotlight. And it's like, I'm more intrigued of how did he get there? I know he didn't do it on his own. He's got a strong woman next to him. He's got a good team. You know what I mean? He worked with many people on the way, connects and whatnot. And that's how he got their jackpot. Boom, now you know. People just see him in the spotlight and they're like, cool, he's got it. Da, 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 da.
But there's something behind that you probably need to look into.
Yeah, 100%.
Why he has it. And on the point of that when your mum back in primary or secondary used to say, hit someone back if they hit you, I relate to that point really well, because I don't think I would be the man I am today if my mum wasn't to teach me that, because it's a thing where everyone's brought up, like everyone should be brought up in a normal home if you are. And when my mum used to tell me that, I used to think, why she used to tell me that, and then the teacher would tell me one other thing, and then I would go to school and always think, cool, if someone's gonna hit me, I'm gonna hit them back, and that's what I would do. That's what I've been taught. And if I didn't, it's a thing where throughout school life you would either get bullied or. So it's good that my mum taught me that. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't be the man I am today, I would say.
100%, 100%.
Like I'm different from them too. When I was growing up, I was taught to be shielded from that kind of mindset and not be aggressive and try negotiate and be political with things that and talk. But
Who taught you that?
my mum, she used to always say to me, forget all the violence and just that try to talk things out. But what I've noticed with my generation, you can't talk. You have to like for like a certain amount of years. I listened and I stuck with that point. Only due to me moving schools to more of a different area. I moved from I lived in Mill Hill. It was a nice school. Like it was different. Like you could be a normal child. Whereas when I went to Luton, I got taken aside by an older boy when I was younger, and he was like, "You can't go about this school with that mindset because you won't make it. You won't last long." And due to that, him showing me how to move
What mindset you won't last long with?
negotiating and being talking and just being a normal child. You can't be normal. You have to.
What was the alternative?
Alternative was like don't have no form of violation. Like you got to like fight back. If someone hits you, you like hit them back 10 times harder. Or that.
And so the school life always drums that in your head. Don't do something if someone hits you back. If you do listen to them and not your parents, you'll just be
there. You go.
You'll
be a victim.
To think that is the right way to think. And I'm gonna drum the same thing in my kids, that if someone hits you, hit them back, because it's a thing where I know I've seen people and I've looked from a distance and I've seen things where kids don't hit. They listen to the teacher, don't do nothing, and then they just get taken for a joke the whole of their life and not as a serious candidate. So it's not. You don't go well when you're trying to move on with things. Really,
there's a common thread in what you lot are saying. Yeah, I'm hearing, I'm listening. You mentioned your mom. You mentioned your mom.
You mentioned your mom. Where was dad?
Pops was there.
Pops is still there, yeah.
Mum's talking, dad's demonstrating. Feel me? So it's like,
What does that mean?
so even like my dad was a boxer himself. My mum and dad are both considered young. So they're growing up themselves. I'm watching them experience stuff and it's like, raw, it's mad. And it's like,
Do you have a good relationship?
yeah. Me and my dad clash in terms of opinion, but that's Pops. Yeah, that's normal. We get through it and whatnot.
That's good.
But he was more happy when, like, it's mad because I remember my first fight. I wouldn't call it a fight. I'd call it a wipe completely. Got angry. I actually hit first as well. But as what KJ was saying, he got told quite late due to moving schools. I basically knew because I was in old boys school, don't talk, demonstrate, set the pace, or get the pace set on basically. And it was like, boy, all the boys were there, all boys school. There was no girls.
So that's what your dad showed you, demonstrated to you.
It was like, he didn't really show me. It was like, cool, I've come home now. And my mum's come into the office and there's a kid with a black eye. And she's like, what have you done? Da-da-da-da-da. I told her, look, he started on me and whatnot. And my dad was like, cheers. That's it, my boy. So they're both different balance. And they don't agree necessarily, but we all come to an agreement. You know what I'm saying? I think I like to pick both good qualities from both of them, whatnot. And yeah.
What about you,
In terms of,
the dad?
yeah, no, I have a good relationship with my dad. I have a great relationship, but it was a thing where I wasn't always with him for the whole of my life, so he was kind of in and out. But I have a good relationship with him now.
Yeah. Was he? Because you mentioned your mum giving you a lot of. You had a good relationship with your mum.
Yeah.
And your mum gave you a lot of guidance and wisdom and instruction.
Yeah.
Was that the same with your dad?
Yeah, he would reinforce what my mum was basically telling me, but because I would live with my mum 24/7, it was a thing where she would always be drumming it in my head, and so yeah, I got my mum that basically. Yeah.
Come on, what about you?
Yeah, I think I have a good relationship with my father. Like, we can sit down, we can discuss things. I can like see eye to eye with him. Maybe like in certain decisions I've made myself, as in like getting into trouble and stuff, we may have a big disagreement on that. But at the end of the day, you've got to look through it and see that your parents want the best for you. And if they're telling you something, it's not due to them trying to cause stress or drama for you. They want you to be shielded and be safe. It's what they think's best.
So you know there's a stereotype out there that the black men leave their sons and they're not there to guide their sons. And
I wouldn't say
this is definitely contradicting that.
100%.
What else?
Even me as the fourth member of the boy band. That we're doing we're gonna do a boy band, right?
Yeah. Why not?
Yes, but my mum taught me to drive when I was 12 years old in Jamaica.
That sounds mad.
That sounds good.
You know what I mean? 12 years old, she put me behind the wheel of a Cortina. You know about the Cortina?
Nah.
You don't know about
Miss me with that, no.
Before your time.
Literally.
Yeah, there's a car called, a super car called a Cortina.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that car there, I remember that Cortina, you know? That's your homework. Study the Cortina. Yeah. And my mum said similar stuff, you know. There was a bully in Jamaica. And every minute the bully boxed me in my head and I'm running back home crying. And my mum said, go out there and beat him up. Yeah? Don't come back until you beat him up. So that was like the strength. Yeah? The relationship that I had from my mum gave me strength. Gave me confidence. Yeah? To the point where I went outside and the whooping when we give him, I think he's crying even now. He's still crying now. You know what I'm saying? From that day, there was no more bullying. You know what I'm saying? But I think we've got something in common. Yeah, with our mums. Good relationship with our mums gave us a certain strength to go out there in community. You know what I'm saying, and build relationships with friends. You see what I'm trying to say? Because we went out there with all the right intentions. You know what I'm saying? And our dads, you know what I'm saying? But like you, Tyson, my dad was more of I didn't have the relationship with my dad. You know what I'm saying? But he was more of a demonstrator. You know what I'm saying? Demonstrate. You know what I'm saying? Very physical. Goes to the gym every day. You know what I'm saying? Goes to work every day.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? His way of showing love is the lights are on.
Yeah,
You got
literally.
food in the yard.
That's
You know
what
I'm
it
saying?
is. That's what it is.
You know, you got a bed to sleep on.
That's what it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
There's
Actually.
no, oh son, I
Nah,
love
nah,
you.
nah, nah, nah.
Come on, let's play some
Nah.
football and
I ain't heard him
you
vent.
know, come on, you know what I mean?
Mm.
So all of us grew up different. You see what I'm trying to say to you? But there's one common thread that we started off with good relationship with our mums.
Mm.
Yeah, not everybody's got that though.
100%.
You see what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah, that's true.
And I think not having a good relationship with your mum and dad can have a big effect on your life in terms of even if you just grew up with your nan, but you ain't really like some people don't get to meet their mum or dad. Things like that can really affect people in life in terms of the way their personality is, the way they act, just everything in general.
You're exposed to more.
Yeah, it's true.
Basically. Well,
Because
not necessarily more, but you're just exposed to just different points of views. Because you grow up on you grow up on your mum's opinions and principles to a certain age, but not having like
So
what you
your
said.
relationship with your mum is like a protection.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is. My mum's crazy, but I don't know why. Like it's not because of Christmases and whatnot. It's like someone says something about my mum.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm like, yeah, let's roll, let's go. I'm on it. But like, I don't know why that is. That's unexplainable. It's just a bond.
Yeah, 100%.
It's mad.
And I think is what me and Tyson quite have young mums, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they relate to us very, very well because it's a thing where they're young, so they still get what's going on.
They end the loophole.
Yeah,
they end the
it's
loophole.
beautiful to hear that as young men, you know, because you know there's a scripture that says honor your mother and your father that your days will be longer and you will receive favor. And this year my mum had a stroke, kidney and lung failure and COVID, and she was on life support machine for 4 weeks. Could not breathe without a ventilator. She needed a kidney dialysis machine. She had to do a drip feeding through her mouth. And now, after 7 months, she's out of rehab, home, needing 24-hour care. But between me and my dad, and you know, some help from sisters and
a good team,
family members,
good team.
We're able to help and support. And you know, there's a saying: once a man, twice a child. She's now become like a child again. Where she needs her food prepared. She needs help with her clothing. She needs help with brushing her teeth. She needs help with walking. She needs help with the laundry. She needs help with. You know what I'm trying to say?
Just returning the favor.
So the fact that your mum was there for you, down the road you will be there for your mum. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Moving on out of the house now, because as you said, some people ain't fortunate to have those things. If they don't have those things, moving on to friends, what's the likelihood of building? Does friendship really matter? I'm saying if you didn't really experience that at home.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that value at home, you're not going to have that value on the street, are you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah.
So, for example, if a man never have that protection from his mum or a good influence from his dad, how would that affect him on the road?
Yeah.
How do you think it would affect him, Tyson? Or her?
Like, you don't know what love is, basically. You might not know what love is or having someone's back or loyalty is. Like, you learn them traits as you go along on the streets, expose you to all of it, good and bad. Bad making you better, and good just reminding you of what it is really. Like, you can link up with a couple elders, whatnot, and you see them as a way out, or as a couple friends who have you and whatnot, and they see as an opportunity to make money. And you might just grow old enough just to realize that. Maybe too late, maybe not. Like, roads do expose some things like that, I'd say. But like, in terms of relationships and that, friends are definitely important, 100%, because you are who you chill with.
But what is true friendship now? Because I remember when I was growing up, if we had one portion of chips, we would share it amongst us, 5, 6 of us. If we had, £10, we would share it, between 5, 6 of us.
Yeah, and I believe that's what it should be.
That's what it is.
That's what it
if
should
we had, one pants, no, we ain't gonna share the one pants, but you know what I mean. But like a man might say, you know what, lend me that shoes. You know what I'm saying, or lend me that jacket. You know what I'm saying. It was
100.
nothing amongst friends. You get what I'm trying to say to you. Now, man might look down on you.
Nowadays it's just it's kind of all changed, but there is some people with the same morals in terms of a lot of people still do think like that, but then now it's like, I don't know, there's people that are just...
It's a facade. There's a facade going on.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Facades, like, you'd have a group of 8 people and individually, they all say they're a boss.
They're what?
They're all a boss in
What
their
do you
own
mean?
world.
Oh.
Like they're living good, basically, or they're doing good for themselves or whatnot. But in the friendship group, it's like they're not actually friends for the right reason.
Yeah.
They're not. They might not even be friends, realistically. Like I noticed this because of who my friends are. Like, you know what I'm saying, and like how we are day to day and whatnot, and how we are day to
Have
day.
you got different types of friends?
Yeah, I got boxing friends. I learn stuff through boxing with them kind of people, but that line gets drawn there. I feel like socializing with them is different. It's not the same. I've got core friends like who we just think are like we're just alike naturally in sync, just not forced. Do you know what I'm saying? And then there's some people who weren't popular in school, so they'll just fit into any crowd they can. They will put on a character that will fit in any group possible. So if the bad boys are letting them in, he's got talk the talk, walk the walk and whatnot. He's a bad boy, whatnot. Stop running with a knife and whatnot. But he ain't really like that. That's not him. But he's in their group now, and they're all doing it. So why ain't he doing it? If they're all smoking,
A lot of people follow as well.
do you get?
Never follow. That's
Yeah,
one thing.
not leaders. If they're all smoking, have one pool. That turns into a
take it
daily
off.
pickup. Do you get? Oh, let's go clubbing. Oh, then it becomes who's the biggest gallist, who gets the most gal, and then it's like, oh, I've got to look good now. So you go out in your own mind.
That's the thing that whenever you fall into one of these things where you fall into a bad friendship, when you're deep into it, you don't even see what you're doing wrong now. You're too deep in it.
Hard to
Literally
escape.
outworking yourself.
And keeping
Talk about that. Talk about falling into the wrong relationships. Come on.
As in, you can fall
Have
into
you
the
ever had
relation.
the experience or know anyone
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fallen into wrong relationships?
Personally, I've
Consequences of
I've done it to myself where I've joined a group of friends that weren't healthy, where I got myself out due to I've had fallouts and I became friends with Marnie and it kind of helped pull out.
that. Talk about the unhealthy relationship. What did that look
Like, I don't know what it was. I feel like everyone goes through a phase and a trend where you have to be you feel like you have to be part of something where you have to be like, oh, you have to be on it or you have to be in some gang or you have to be part of something. I fell into that trap where I then joined up with something stupid and went round that wrong pathways and it was stupid. I look back at it and I laugh and I think that was just like all immature. Like there's nothing wrong with being a normal you.
majority
And
people
a lot
do
of
go through a
people
phase.
will then still they'll try to criticize your actions, but they're doing it themselves. And it's a thing where it's like a broken cycle where you think it's cool to be part of a gang. They'll force areas like even suburban areas, they're making up gangs for no reason, starting postcode wars over nothing, not even gal, not even violation, something as stupid as thinking, oh, we're better than them, so we're gonna beef them and prove it. Like there's just a lot of things going on in this generation where it's unnecessary and it's causing a lot. You're not just causing pain and conflict with the people you're at war with. You're causing drama around the whole area that you're in. You're making families grieve because you're out there killing each other over what? A postcode you don't own. Some people are beefing on the roads there's no money involved. Why are you at war if there's no money involved? There's no girl involved. What's the point of beefing over a postcode you don't own? That's your mum's crib. That ain't your crib. Like, what are you playing at?
More time it ain't the mum's crib either.
Do you know what I'm saying?
The council's
It's
crib.
the council's crib.
Do you get?
You're beefing.
It's like
Over let me just say it. Black boys are beefing over white man's things. What are you doing? You're taking each other's lives and you're causing drama, making a bad name for yourself, going to prison, getting a record, fucking up, excuse my language, sorry, ruining your life for no reason. I just think it's all stupid and it's petty and it needs to kind of like
we
stop.
know someone going through it now. Won't name names, but we know someone going through it now. And I had not an argument, but quite a direct, strong conversation with him because it had to be strong. It had to be meaningful. It wasn't like, oh, why are you doing that? It was, what's going on? Like, what's really like? Who are you?
But it's good that you have that relationship.
But it's
You can
frustrating.
speak to you.
It's
Very
frustrating.
frustrating.
It gets me
when
mad.
you know when the person is as well and they're doing this facade or this act, it's a thing where it just
It's turn off. It's angry. It's like, why?
Yeah,
And
like,
I was just
why
saying,
gonna be this person?
Unnecessary.
Why do you not act like
I was saying to him, I was like, why are you doing this? There was no valid answer. I was like, you do know, once you do this, you're 1 foot in, but that 1 foot in is enough to get touched or hurt, saying that and cool. Once you die, that whole ride out thing or that get back thing ain't happening. they're not going out there killing someone back for you and all that. You're dying for what reason? And if you can't give me a reason, I'm going to end the call and not talk to you ever again. You best give me a reason. He started talking. Since this happened, since certain situations happen, he feels like he's been exposed just to be friends with everyone. And he grew up on your estate where all his friends are just involved. Oh, just come chill with us for a bit. And before you know it, you're on social media in the background of a bad boy GM who's got serious passer. But that's just your bedroom from the
And you can get
neighborhood.
dragged in just by the
A
area
GM's a
you're
gang
from.
member.
Okay.
Just
It's
by the area
abbreviated
you're from.
strictly. But yeah, like for example, say Marnie was a GM. God forbid he's not. Good lad. And I'm just in the background chilling whatnot on our estate that we grew up playing football together. He's got opposition watching the story saying, who's that in the back? Are they with him as well? And before you know it, you're on road man shopping. Then you buck into these boys.
Or
You
even,
bump
or even
into
just
them.
alone with your mum going shopping, and then they've seen you on his social media, so now it's
And
a
you
thing
get
where,
poked because of it.
cool.
Long
I'm
story
gonna
short,
go
he's
and
with
poke
them.
him on him now.
Because yeah,
And the next thing you know, he's dead, and they're not even gonna go and ride back for him because it's a thing where
civilian, not involved.
Just another statistic.
because he
Just
just
another
lived in the
statistic.
area and he was chilling with them.
another number.
That's what a lot of people get dragged into because of areas. You can just live in somewhere but not be a part of the gang or a part. But you just start chilling with them naturally because that's just the boys you've just seen growing up. And then once you start chilling with them, that's when it all goes wrong and that's where then people say, "Oh, my son was a good boy. He died at this age," but you didn't know what your son was doing when he was outside.
Literally.
And no matter, even with some parents, they can try and teach their kids as much like goodness as possible. But if they don't go and take that out onto the street, your kid could be going and doing a madness and then coming home acting like everything's cool, and you will never know because it's happened on the street. So it's a thing where even areas that like some people that have a choice with parents where they put their kids that were in terms of areas, but that has a major effect as well when it comes to areas.
It's not even just hood people. It's posh people too.
Yeah,
Like
some people are going from a good area into the slums to try and facade
Fit in.
and
Yeah,
like something. So
'cause-
just because this bad boy thing is a trend, or I don't know what it is, but
it's a stereotype as well that because you're rich and you've been spoon fed, you're not about that. You can't punch a man up. And the man then think to himself, hold on, I know I can. Let me prove to the area I can. So when I pass through them ends, I'm good. I'm respected. A lot of young boys want big man respect, but done nothing for it. Do you get what I mean? Like boys younger than me right now are on road doing up mazzers about beef they don't even know about. Like
just to get the rep.
yeah,
to get the
just
rep,
to the rep. Like a prime example
Yeah,
would be
he's on it still. What's that going to do for you in a couple of years' time?
North London.
When you're
Prime
saying
example.
everything, you're dead, or one of your friends is dead because of your actions.
It's not what I'm hearing.
Can't
here.
put down a resume.
What I'm hearing is if we go back to when we was at home,
Yeah.
a lot of our teachings, our nurture was about building our identity, building our confidence, building our self-esteem, our character.
Mm.
Unfortunately, some people never got that from the home. They've come out of the home and they're searching for acceptance, searching for identity with the wrong people, building the wrong relationships.
100%.
And then they're putting on a facade.
A facade, an act.
They're they're presenting who they're not.
They're just hiding their real emotion.
They're hiding their own emotion. Yeah. Then, but the danger of that is that now they have to pay the consequences when it all goes wrong.
Yeah.
I'm saying when
And a lot of people don't think it.
Some do turn into
and some people
turn great. Look, great considered on road great, as in they do turn like the madman, the real madman.
Yeah.
And then they get hit with the sentence.
Yeah.
Then they go to jail.
And what happens is the first thing they draw for in the prison cell is the what?
What?
The Bible.
God.
Oh, yeah,
Their
true.
answer is God.
That is true.
So my question to you, was there any kind of relationship with God at home? Or is that don't matter no more? for
Nah,
young people?
I don't know.
Does young people
That's a
even
good question.
care about God no more?
With should I talk about myself or the generation?
What you thinking?
Start with yourself first and then speak with the generation.
With me, I feel like God has had a big part in my life because when I was young, I had a car crash and the hospital, the doctors, everyone said that I shouldn't be alive from that, and that's how I got my scar on my nose as well. They said that this guy should never be walking again because I broke my 2 legs, my 2 arms, and I was really damaged. Like from a young age, they said that I should be in a wheelchair, so I shouldn't be walking. So I thought from that day till now, I always look at God as like a major thing where every situation I'll even say that was because of God that happened today, or I don't know, I just believe in Him highly. So even when I get bad feelings, I'm not going to this place, going to this place. It's from God.
Warning.
I know I'm blessed from God. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I'm not meant to. Anyway.
What are you, Kamal?
I feel like God does have a big impact in your life. Where I believe in things such as karma, where if you go out and do a wrong, no matter when or where, it can come back to you unexpectedly. And so I believe that you have to live live good, really, like be positive, don't inflict like harm and pain and like trauma like to people around you, and you just gotta be pure. Even though some people may try to violate that pure, you can deal with that, because I feel like that's their karma coming to them. But you gotta still stay pure anyway and humble. And me and Marnie recently been like going church and just like we've kind of like trying to wash ourselves from the things we've done as like
It's
dumb kids as in doing dumb stuff,
Yeah,
which you just want to wash away.
If God's done a lot for you in your life, and then you're not repaying Him by simply just going visiting the church every Sunday, or just literally, you don't have to just literally pray. Try to pray once a day. Try to get into a routine of it. I feel like it's important. That's the least you can do for you just being alive. You being able to walk, talk, and eat. Doing the normal necessities and that. So yeah.
I don't think the youth do value simple things like what he just said.
What about you? Do you think that God matters anymore
God,
with young people?
God matters 100%, but like God matters to myself. Previous experiences, not even just to me, in front of me, what's happened around me, and to people. It's like I think up to the age of 9, I was a bad breed, wasn't behaving and whatnot, bad at home, very bad at home. No reason behind it, whatnot. And then I think my sister passed away, and my mum's pain and all that changed who I was. And I feel like going to church.
Your mum's pain. How did it change you?
Watching her grieve, upset, not know what to do with herself, and then watch her like.
How old was you then?
I was it was in 2010. Let's do some maths. 2021. 11 years ago. So I was what? 9? No, 8. Yeah, 8 years old. It's happened. I'm
So you're
watching.
dealing with trauma at 8 years old.
You put it that way, yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
I was watching my mum's because even at 8, I don't think I was like, rah, someone's passed away, like heartbroken and that. It wasn't. I didn't feel that what she felt. I'm just watching her pain, and then the funeral came and whatnot, and then like all of it happened, and I'm seeing everyone's emotion, everyone's sad, and all that, and then I just learned that day. I think it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be upset, it's okay to cry, man or woman. I was like, rah, I learned a lot today and whatnot, and then like my mum was like, ever since that day, you had a 360 in behavior. She's like, you've just changed, you've been better, you've been good. And I was like, I think God was the answer for that as well. Because something just got into me.
Because I'm noticing, it's powerful, respect to all of you, but I'm noticing that a lot of youths don't have no conscience now these days. Like they have no, like a conscience is like a referee that will blow the whistle. It's like a football referee. I'm sure a red card when you're doing something wrong. When you're about to do something wrong, you might blow a whistle. When you've done something wrong,
There's
it's probably
no remorse
a yellow card.
Yeah.
When you've really done something really wrong, red card, get off of the pitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like there's no referee in there thinking no more.
This is what I was saying, because I feel like they don't value
just
the
do
simple things.
Anything.
They don't value it.
What is it? What's the difference between how you lot think and talk now? Because you can say all what you want to say, but
I feel like we're literally a minority. Like massive people now, the majority of the whole youth, I feel like are all just they're all one way thinking. They don't think about, if I do this now, how's it going to affect me in the future, or what's going to happen when I do this, or they're not thinking negative.
Nothing's calculated.
Or long term.
Nothing's calculated. Nothing's calculated. Only thing I say youths calculate is how they're gonna get
I'm gonna get what?
girls. That's the only thing that seems
money.
calculated.
Let's deal with the
These are
girls.
really build
Let's
yourself
deal
as
with the
well.
girls team, because a lot guys, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of relationships or a lot of people's experiences and character is formed by their experiences with a girl or a guy. Yeah. And how their character is formed or their outlook is formed. You know what I'm saying? So what is it from a young man's perspective about the girls that
a man decides, well, you know what, relationships
It's
don't
different, isn't it? It's like boom, we're all here now. We're all men. We're meant to be portrayed as big and strong, like emotionless, just money makers. Yeah, you get me? Whatever. When you're alone with someone, a woman and whatnot, the right one as well, like you're just more exposed to just talking about normal stuff and like seeing it's okay to talk about that stuff. Like she ain't gonna judge you. She only might like you more for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like raw, like we can talk about this stuff. Like, oh, I had a bad day today, I'm upset and that. And a big you or a big man might want to cuddle or something or some closure or something. You can't do that with a man then. That's just weird in our generation. That's like what? Like you good there? Are
No,
you,
you
are you
can't.
not two ways?
That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny business.
Spooky. Spooky stuff, mate.
I'll be transparent. That's what it's like. It's mad.
Spooky. If a man can't tell you how his days and how he's depressed,
It's like what
It's
happened to you? Are you
spooky.
good? Yeah. It's like, are you good? Yeah.
why are you moving like girl?
You be like, oh, shut up, man. Can we go get some more? But it's like behind closed doors, what me and her got feels good. I can just talk to her, man, because she'll just tell me she's having a bad day as well.
Yeah.
And I can do the same thing. And it goes from just telling each other we had a bad day to you start opening up more. Before you know it, you start telling her your whole life story and that over weeks and months, possibly a year or two conversations. It's like, raw. It's like, then your mum likes her. Oh, my mum actually likes her. I love my mum to bits. So it's like, if my mum likes her,
That means she's the one.
then you're thinking, oh my God, I've got something here.
So that's why the man them chasing the girls.
So it's like,
There's someone to talk to.
I just know girls.
There still is
No.
guys that shoot.
I'll be
still
honest.
try to, like,
Some boys don't even
So it's
care
nothing
about
to do with
girls
the
because
sex.
girls come anyway.
Oh no, sex,
Yeah.
sex is a young boy
It
thing
does,
though.
but
It's like, yeah,
but-
Young boy thing?
yeah, man.
But you
Like-
can get sex from anywhere. You
like,
can get sex
like
from anywhere.
I know men that look at any girl and just think they don't think, oh, who is she or what is she about or how does she make money? It's what I'm gonna do to it.
What am I gonna
Yeah,
do
what
to her?
am I gonna do to it?
Let me just fuck her.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That ain't what.
excuse his language. But you know what it is? It's like all I say is like even recently, yeah, like these two both know. Hey, these two both know, yeah. These two both know a situation I'd say I'm going through myself now. For example, like they know that I bring around the materialistic woman and that look good, like our age and that. Like I do good numbers, put it that way. Like I can attract a good looking girl with a good body, with all the design and whatnot. Recently I've been speaking to someone who's nothing like that. If anything, she's considered not as good looking, far from it, to be honest. But all the men I'm go, oh, she's blessed, man. Vibes. You get, she can actually conversate with you. She's mature.
Yeah.
And it's like, what would you rather have? You need a balance. Do you get?
Yeah.
So
The thing is with this society, they're looking for looks and not literally for the things inner. Because the thing is, you can speak to someone, be able to have a general good conversation with them, be able to get along with them. But then outside, looking at looks that
That's what they can show off, really. Like it's a
and
new
obviously, I
Moncler
understand
jacket or
everyone. You have
something.
to be attracted to what you're talking to, but like you said, there has to be a balance with it. But,
When I was interviewing my dad last year in the lockdown, I was interviewing him. I said, what was it? Why did you? Because when my dad came from Jamaica, he came on a boat. Yeah, he said it was a cruiser. I said that is a banana boat. Yeah, cruiser. He came with a banana boat. You understand? But when he came here, he was a hot stepper. He landed on Tuesday. By Thursday, he was in Flamingos. Flamingos was a top nightclub in West End. Before my time. You know what I'm saying? So he was a hot stepper. Flamingos night spot down in the West End. You got all the ladies. What was it that made you choose my mum?
exactly.
So he said to me, well, back then it was about what do we have in common? Yeah. I come from a big family, he said. She came from a big family. I respected her mum and dad because they were leaders in the community. Yeah. She was a fashion designer. I was trying to get into fashion school. So all of the things matched up. I'm saying he was comparing his family life to her family life, his focus for the future, for her focus for the future.
This just sounds.
He said there was a compliment there. But what I'm hearing you saying for the young people, they're not looking at whether there's any compliments. It's about how you look.
That sounds like another world. That sounds like a whole other world.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to go there.
You want to go to that? It's Narnia.
That world.
No,
That sounds mad to me. That just sounds mad.
that's thinking deep into things like when you're talking to someone, you're
So
thinking
when
long term.
so when these young girls choose a man, what they're looking for in the man?
Is he some they're different. You got like loads. Like some girls like the whole
Some
gangster
girls-
persona.
some
Yeah, the
girls- some
madman.
girls- Some girls like the madman.
They're like the madman.
Some girls even like the
What do
facade
you mean,
man.
madman?
Like
No, women
yeah,
like madman.
he's about it. Like I
What do you
want
mean,
that.
madman?
Like,
Some
I
girl
wanna-
like
I
man
wanna
that give
hold
them
a guy.
links. This generation, you think it's funny, but we've
Yeah,
witnessed.
that is
Be real,
funny.
we've witnessed.
Oh no,
a girl that like
this isn't a secret. This is all on TikTok.
Yeah.
Some girls even
TikTok-
post it. They want a man
hey,
that'll batter
yeah,
them. They
there's
want a
an
man that's
activity.
posting them thing that
Tell them about the
they
activity.
like all that.
Hey,
We've seen it in person.
We've seen it in person.
Even in this one night.
This can't be right. It's
the
not
other day,
sensible.
It's right.
the other day
In
in
a
prison. The
nightclub.
other day in prison.
In
it
a
was like-
nightclub, this
was
guy
what-
was slapping up his girl. She was loving it. She was push up, smiling in his face.
But she could have just been.
No, she
Afraid.
wasn't
I'm
afraid.
showing you. Yeah.
It was better
I
that
know
he's
her.
done that.
When people are afraid, they act.
No.
No,
nervous
I
or
know
laugh.
her. I know her. She's if not top girl in ends basically. You can't ramp with her. I know her. To get and she is so strong as a character on her own, and so is he. So what happened was he was talking to a girl about myself. A girl asked him about myself. This is the guy we're talking about, yeah. And he was like, "Oh, my man's there." She seen him talking to a girl. She thinks worst case scenario. She thinks she can bat up the girl and that. So she's gone to bat up the girl and that. He picked her up and just dealt with her. Literally pushed all the bouncers off. Literally picked her up. She's literally my height. She's 5'1", but she went to my height. She went
In the
6'2". She went like that. Picked her up. He's like, "Get out now." And then she was doing all the kicking and that nonsense. Yeah. Obviously, you weren't literally hitting her, but the way you manhandled her and that, and he calmed her down and that.
Yeah.
And then she came back all just vibes and that. And I was like,
No.
that's not what I do, innit?
So you think that these girls like abusive relationships?
Some,
Some,
they're
some,
all
not all,
individual.
some.
Not a lot. It's just some.
There's some girls that won't chat to you that we're not the same horoscope. I'm a Gemini, you're not, so we can't talk. You're weird, you'll probably cheat on me or something because you're a Taurus or whatever it's called.
That's what they said.
It's mad. I'm telling you, Marlo, it's mad, you
So
know.
you saying that there's women that won't deal with you because you're a Gemini?
Yeah.
Even you're. So what month are you born? What's his thing? What's he?
November. I'm born in the
Scorpio.
You're
Scorpio.
Scorpio, so he's Scorpio and Gemini, and then Google it. We're meant to argue every 2 weeks.
So we can't.
It's telling you.
Okay,
I'm telling you
so
what
go
one. It's like
Well,
mad.
that's what the women are saying.
No, that's what
yeah.
Google
We
is saying
can't
as well. The whole internet. We argue every 2 weeks, or we're meant to be sexually intertwined and all that rubbish, or we're
So you're
soulmates.
saying now that people are building relationships based on Google.
Do you know what? It's
That
like
happens.
Insta,
It's even on
Instagram, Snap.
Snapchat. It's even on Snapchat as well now. If you click on someone's username,
You can see what
and you go
horoscope
down,
they are.
So you say, hold on, let me slow down. Are you saying that young people are building relationships
Yeah, based off their own.
with the opposites based on
It's a
Horoscope,
stepping stone.
yeah.
It's a stepping stone, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You'd have your first two
If you
conversations.
have a match in one, and
So if you was talking to my dad,
You
now,
pull a gal, yeah. You pull a gal, yeah, in your mouth. You pull up, yeah. Say, yo, give me a number and that. Cool. That's all kushti. Bam, you get a number. 2 conversations in, she wants to know about you and that. You're from here, so that means you're like this. That's the first thing you get.
what area?
Area as
What
well.
intro
You're from
from?
this area, so what? Are you like them man as well? Are you a bad boy or are you
Are you
not?
normal?
And it's like, oh, cool. Forget you're light skin or you're a black boy. Or you're a player. And it's like, cool. Well, my type's this and that. Oh, you're not tall enough, so we can't be a thing. Even if we do have whatever your dad was mentioning with your mum, that whole complimentary thing. If you're not a certain height or you ain't got a certain bank card, yeah, forget. Long day. You're not getting what you want.
If you're not a
So
money man,
what-
you're not getting nothing.
Yeah.
Forget.
If you
Just
ain't got
forget.
peas, you ain't getting nothing.
Yeah.
If you ain't got the
That's
latest
it.
drip, you ain't getting
Obviously,
nothing.
There's all different kind of things what girls are looking for. Some girls are looking for a money man. Some girls are looking for a certain height. They won't chat to you if you're not their perfect. Not your perfect.
True.
Not your perfect.
Yeah, girls at 15 tell you, girls at 15 onwards, because when I was 15, that's what's going on. They'll tell you, like, appearance for a match for everything, like they're full on type. What they want their ideal man to look like. I'm just thinking, what? But you ain't gone out there.
So how did these boys
And,
perceive these girls?
And I know.
How did these young men perceive these girls when they present like that?
A lot of the
I
things.
think they're chopping, really. Like,
You either play into the game or you don't.
or you played, like what you said, you play the game.
This is what we're talking about, man, them acting up for a facade. It's not just for man them, the facade ain't for the man them.
for
The
women.
facade's to let the girls know
And I look,
your profile.
a lot of the times when girls say this about they want this type of height, a guy that pays for everything, I sit back and I'm like to them, what do you actually bring to the table? You want all these things to be perfect, me to do everything, me to drive to you, you should have to travel, but then what do you bring to the table yourself? What are you bringing? You want me to do this, what are you bringing?
True.
Then my mum realized she ain't it. And then before he knows it, he's the man again, scouting again. Who's the
That's what
next
I'm
one?
Drop her out.
And it's rare you find a good girl. There are good girls out there. Shout out the good
It's
girls.
a
They are out there.
handful.
You know what I'm saying?
there's good girls
100%,
out there,
100%.
yeah.
All religions, all kinds. There is.
Talk about the good girls then. Where do you find them?
What do
You can find them anywhere.
You go to Sierra Leone and you dig up like stone and that, gold and that. You don't find that.
Okay.
Take you years, maybe. Take you a week. Like, it's not forced.
It's
natural.
chance.
It's definitely chance, 100%.
Yeah,
You might go jewelers because you're young. You ain't even got the money for the jewelry shop. You might just go jewelers. The assistant in there is what you want. You might catch her on that break, chapter, and before you know it, you two are yeah. You got something in common. He likes watches.
Yeah.
She works with watches. Boom, that's a conversation. Banging. You go Selfridges. You ain't got money for Dior, but you're in Dior looking because that's what you want to get eventually. You might just see a girl who has that money walk past you. It's the parents man. Oh yeah, I know all about Dior. I'm not happy, but I know about it. Conversation. It's like rah. It's mad. Even reselling for me, I've met a lot of females through reselling, like trainers.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation about trainers, it goes on for hours because it started before I was even born. I can chat to you about whatever I want, and you start thinking, oh, we got something in common. She's hella blessed, she's hella chilled, and then you go out 1, 2, 3 meals, then someone has a free yard. Mum and dad are not home. I'll come stay around mine tonight. Come we just chill, watch a film and that. Before you know, you're doing that every single week. The man then don't see you anymore. That happens as well, you know.
Yeah, girls start
What I'm hearing that relationships in the family with your mum matters. I'm hearing coming out of the house, relationship, before you come out of the house, relationship with God matters.
Yeah.
I'm hearing coming out of the house, going into community, relationship with friends matters as long as you don't have a facade. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're being
true
to
yourself.
yourself.
100%. You'll get accepted somewhere.
Yeah, relationships with the opposite sex matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Even when you get into date, people don't understand how deep it is just to go home, and when you step through your front door, just say thank you God I made it
It's a
home
blessing.
today. Because the thing where every day when I get in, I say that just
It's not
as I look at
promised.
my door, I'm so happy that I came out okay and I got in back okay. That is
Some people are not in that phase though, like myself. Like I would say truthfully, I do forget to do that, but I know like to go home and thank God in that. But even the other day we were out and we went through something that was not even that deep considered, but it was deep. Like we were walking through Tottenham, we're going to a Caribbean shop, and he didn't know where it was exactly. He just knows the name. Oh, it's got a reputation. That let's go Google Maps way. Google Maps don't know that. It's 8 estates and that, it's like blocks and that. Before we know it, us man are not from Northwest, originally not from North myself. I don't know it like that. And we're going through the main estates
That
of
would be a
Tottenham.
wicked app to develop, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
If you developed an app to do
To teach you the way. I'm telling you now, Waze wasn't saving us, So cool. We actually go through one block now, and like, it's not here.
Right.
And it's like we're opposite like a main block where they're considered to chill on that.
Yeah.
Google Maps it again. It's showing us it's on this location now. So you're walking through the other block. We walk from Edmonton to Tottenham. We've got a bus through like Bruce Grove all the way through, and we're just like, wow, we don't feel at home here. Like I said to them, they're not there. I got a feeling. I got a feeling that something was telling me, yo, we're gonna see something, or we're gonna just something's gonna come in front of our eyes. Boom. We go out to the corner shop now. He's worried. I'm worried as well. We go to the corner shop, to Google Maps. We don't want to chill on the strip. Boom.
and that's just things. Even if you're just out on the street for a second,
So what happened?
just trying to Google something, it can be as simple as that. Are they trying to what are you trying to do?
Appearance. Do you get it?
And the thing is, the way we look.
So what happened?
You Google Maps it. We must have left. What do we see? 3, 4 youths on pedal bikes, valleys. Like it's hot as well. You got a belly on glasses. Heading like you know that you're sweating and that, and they're all just pulling us like this. And it's like, raw. We got to just.
He topped off to see like
who's in my territory. And they're probably younger than us. They're like, who are these youths? Who are these youths? Like that.
You can hear it.
We're on the pedal bike and they're moving that way, moving this way. He's like, man, them, don't look in it. Just look straight. Look down. Just don't look at them. Look anywhere, but don't look at them. Stay down.
The thing, and that's the thing. So we don't carry weapons. We're not on this gang thing, but we think it's all silly, isn't it? Where they take it dead serious. So they're carrying big 20-inch, 15-inch knives that are taking people's life today on the news, where you see every day you getting stabbed.
Can't be a man's territory. Can't be a man's territory.
And I've spent enough time with you to know that none of you are fools. You know what I'm saying? All of you will defend yourselves. but you're not, you know what I mean, you're not gonna run up in something that is gonna risk your life.
I'm not
So
Superman.
yeah,
100%.
not
My mum told me that.
And plus, they're not even using. It would be cool if they're using their hands because there's only so much you can kill somebody using them, but it's less. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
And plus,
yeah.
I know I'm good with my hands, so it's a thing where.
The grand scheme of things is way less.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
For a punch, not even.
And they're looking to take your life because they think it's such a big disrespect of you being on their strip or on their road because that's their postcode. That's what they're really going hard for.
Yeah, that's what. And then we nothing happened.
So you're saying what I'm hearing is building relationships outside of your comfort zone is a health hazard.
But back on what we were just saying, yeah. If I was with like 10 youths going down Tottenham like that as well, yeah. If I'm not really about that, I'm naturally more confident as well. I'm like, I'm with all these guys and that. But them 10 guys you're with are not your friends. I'm still as confident I am with just these two. Because for example, I know them from whatever age, and I know something happens, they're gonna have best interest in all of us, like have each other's backs and whatnot. That's what real brothers are about. That group of 10 will disperse. And then the one who's not really about it will get caught.
Listen, you know why it's good for me to have this conversation? Because when I was young, I remember 50 of us walking from Edmonton to Battersea to a Sweet 16 birthday party. And when we got there, because we never had an invite, the girls switched on the light and said, "You're not invited, you're not invited, you're not invited, get out, get out, get out." And we had to walk back.
You walk back
from Battersea to Edmonton.
So train.
Do you think like,
train?
in our
We
generation?
never had no train.
The man would do
Do you
that.
think the man will walk back?
Finish it.
No,
Getting boxed.
she'll get the
Knife
knock
get
off.
put to her. Get
No,
out the
no,
way.
no. Listen, the embarrassment was
Yeah.
in box enough. You see, when a girl at that time they turn on light
You think that
and
happens
start
later?
walk around, you're not invited. You don't need no box after that. All you need to do is just get out and walk home.
Yeah,
You don't need no. You don't need no box.
No, my man has to be mentioned
So-
on it.
Huh?
No, because there's this guy called Kelly, and what he done to this is the
Don't
exact,
mention it, no names, Kelly.
this is the exact same
My
situation.
man's done it.
What you just meant to us. We all got told to come to a mansion party.
Tell them where it was. Slough.
Slough. Yeah.
So obviously we booked the Uber there and back, and because we had to get like the XL one, it was like about
150.
150 there and back in it.
Yeah.
So he made us go. We thought cool, good night, boom, we've all split it. We've gone there now. But when we got there, the guy's like,
The guy in the birthday guy was like,
The guy came up was like, who are you lot?
Walk on,
What
what's
you been
this?
doing there?
What are you doing there?
I've just got out.
All I can tell you is not even God saving you to get in. Like, nothing's letting you get into this.
That's what he said.
Yeah, God can't save you to get into it.
He told me.
And we
Even if
say
it was
that,
private,
and we
it's
said we know Kelly. He's like, who's that? I don't know, man.
Get Kelly, get him out, get him
Yeah,
out.
so he's like, you call Kelly and you tell him to come down here, and he's gonna be out the door with you lot. So he's like, I don't know no Kelly, and I'm texting Kelly. Kelly's telling me he's smoking and that he can't be asked to come out.
Bearing in mind, he knows where we come from. All the way from Mill
Yeah,
Hill,
we're all from the same area, innit? So it's a thing where I'm asking him, what do you mean you can't be asked to come out? I've just spent 150. What are you on about? You can't. Like, what do you mean? And he's like, it was crazy. It was crazy.
And then we've just had to get the cab back as well. We told Bossman, wait. Like, let's get back in the
Driving
cab.
wait,
But like,
finish.
because of that embarrassment, like, if I see my man, I'm gonna ask him loads of questions.
You know what I'm saying? Because young people miss a great opportunity to learn more about what's out of their immediate vicinity. I'm saying because when you're able to travel, I didn't start really experiencing life until I started to travel. I'm saying traveling is a great teacher.
What country?
Different
Not
countries.
even before I started traveling different countries, but traveling to different areas. You get what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah.
Like when we was younger, we could walk to West London,
Yeah.
walk to East
You
London.
can't deal with that now.
I'd love to see you do that now.
So
I'd love to see it now.
So that's the thing.
We could
And
walk
even
to
though
South
even though
London.
you're a big man, you maybe not think, I won't get trouble. Like, I'm not in this kid thing.
No, you still can.
You slap on a night tracksuit with a pair of Jordans and you see what happens. No joke,
The thing
thing.
is, kids.
Hey,
Kids
I'll
will-
just show
that
you.
the
It's not even
And
your
I
joke,
feel like-
thing.
So what's the uniform?
Look like a
What,
young.
they
With
know-
this little Apple Watch
What's
on.
the
What's that? What's that you
uniform?
got?
Talk to me
The
about it.
uniform.
I feel
Boom.
What's the
You know about
uniform?
TNs, innit?
TNs,
Yeah, TNs, all black TNs, black night tech. Armani pouch or rucksack,
Gucci
rucksack.
belts.
Gucci pouch is the new one. That's
So
the
when
new
you
one.
stay away from that uniform.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you know.
Yeah, the thing
We're
is-
fashionable fellas.
Yeah.
We're fashionable fellas.
I
we,
like
we,
that.
we like to scrub up decent on some occasion,
Come
but
on.
Yeah, 100%.
but
Come on.
there's some things, like if you look a certain way, like
Yeah.
it looks like you want to do something. That's the
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
can't
what
go
they go
around
on.
Hackney walking like this in this black touch.
Oh yeah, if you're in the area now,
What, you look like you're on
Yeah,
drugs?
and I slap my hood on and
You-
put my little COVID mask on.
This is a problem.
but even look at
8 out
at
of
Disney
10, I'll get
Rascal.
stopped.
Look. Hey,
And still by the police.
Not stopped by police. Man,
And
them.
the thing is, well, nowadays they can't help you.
The police can't do nothing.
People
Man will,
doing
man
it.
will
So
slap it off
you're
in
not
front
even
of the
worried
police.
about stop and search by the
no.
Man, them will slap it at you in front of the police. Even once police got you in custody,
And
they'll
that's
slap
what
it at
it
you
is.
anyway. They don't care.
But you should know.
What police? What's that?
You should know what roadman facade is. You should know. Like,
No, this is why we're having
Look
this
at-
thing.
look at
because
this
I-
Rascal.
No, and I feel like you back in the day, I feel like they would have a lot of respect for their elders. Like young.
No, it's just common sense. If
Man,
we
wanna
see
see what you-
police, we're waiting till police leave. We're not gonna do it in front of police.
They do it in front of police.
People don't. I'm even saying that in terms of youngers respecting their elders. There used to be badness going on back in
That's
the
right.
day.
That's right.
But
That's
the
right.
thing is, they
We'll
would never
respect the
think
elders,
twice
yeah.
about going up to an older and saying, "What are you on?" Nowadays, they don't give a fuck at anyone.
excuse his language again.
Boxing it.
No. But he's chatting the truth. He's chatting the truth.
Today, anyone can get it. Big man, small, and they rap about this in their music, saying that like I'm
Youngers taking out olders for their name. 100%.
Yeah,
If
like-
you got a big name from what you did 20 years
It's a
ago,
big scalp.
like if you
and a
got,
lot of people are young this, young that of an older that's really on smoke. So now I need to live up to that.
I need to follow the footsteps.
Yeah,
Same way a Batman trying to be Thierry Henry. He's trying to be Thierry Henry, trying to follow the footsteps of what Thierry Henry did. It's the same thing on the roads. I got to feel what my older's doing. That's it. But like it's mad. Like you told me you walked from Edmonton to
Battersea.
if you walk in a 50-man formation now
It's one of you will get
from
blast.
from Edmonton to Labrador Grove,
No,
you're going to get circled.
I
at least 60
can
times.
reassure you now. If we was to do,
I'll put money on it. One of you will get shot.
It
And
sounds
they'll be like,
funny.
let's see how bad you 50
I'm
of you
telling
are.
you now,
Get
I'm
slapped.
telling you
All of
now,
us
it's so
this
bad.
how serious right now today. If we were all to walk from around East London, North London, and West London,
Even Central.
I don't think we'll make it on the first destination that we go to because it's so bad that they're always chilling because they feel like they've got to protect it. They're like guard dogs. They've got to protect it.
They're the
The
police.
olders got them
And the
brainwashed.
thing is, even if the police come,
They're the police. They're not the
they
police.
say they slap it in front of the police. They do it in front of the police. But the police can't stop nothing. They
Forget
can't save you.
police, Marlo. My bedroom will Snapchat me doing the works. He'll feel like,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
you
police-
do that. No. Generally speaking,
Okay.
like a boy's bedroom, a gang member's friend who's on it with him,
Right. Well,
will back up the phone, stunting it, saying, yeah, you do that, and post it and be like, yeah, we got a point down. Boom, that's a goal. We just got a goal there. And use football
It's a football
terminology.
game.
Football terminology. 1 point scored, 1-0 to us.
If a man come kill you,
And-
it's 1-0.
Even if you just look, they don't expect you to look. So the thing is, you've got to be careful even the way you look at them because even somebody
Eye
giving
contact.
the one look.
but is that too much though?
No, because
There's a point system. There's a postcode point
Bad
system.
vision like me now.
The
Sometimes I'm
limit's
looking at-
jail.
You can't do that
And
squid
some
eye
people-
thing.
jail.
Even see some
You
people
get
on the
poked for
street
that.
now, I read that they have bad eyes, and then some people will be doing that sometimes. And I'm
Squinting.
thinking, are they doing like this thing? But everyone's doing this. Like,
And
doing
you
little
go look
bad
back.
business. But really, it's just that people have bad eyes. So it's a thing where you can mislead things. Like a blind person could be outside the shop trying to see like who that is who's chilling outside the.
It's
and,
true.
And do this, and just start doing that at someone who's protecting their strip, and the next thing you know, they're dead because he thought they're trying to look at a man. So cool, I'm gonna deal with them.
It's crazy.
No, it's mad.
It happened to you. Like you got a
Yeah, yeah.
situation, yeah.
So there's a scenario even that happened last night. I'm not gonna say no names, but
Clapton block.
one of my friends went Hackney, and then there was a block party. they're at the shop.
See, look.
Red light already.
The thing
Yeah,
is with me.
I tell my mum that's it.
The thing is with me. I've tried to tell them for years, and they just take it as a laugh.
Myself
But
as well.
I
They
feel
laugh
like a
at
lot
us
of people
saying,
have to
"What
go
are you
through their-
stupid?"
A lot of people have to go through their personal experiences then to be like, cool, I know this is not a game now. Because I've been through certain things in real life situations, I know how to keep alive in this generation. Because the thing where this generation is dangerous, and if you don't be careful, move correct, you will
But
die.
our mum said-
1,000%. It's 1,000% chance you'll die if you
Don't
don't
slip.
move correct.
100%.
So you're talking
how
about
I move-
self-awareness. You're talking about
Yeah. If it wasn't for me, I had to go through something, then to realize, go into different areas and do
Life's not a joke.
Yeah, it's not a joke. So the thing is, after I went through that, now I know. Do you know what I mean?
But I hear what you're saying.
That taught me how to move. And my friends that don't like to listen, being hard of hearing, I told them, don't go to this block. And I never attend that because I've told them they don't have to listen. So they went last night. They're getting magnums from the shop, whatever. And then one of them came out and just sipping it, and they've seen bare youths because they're in that type of area, just chilling now. They wasn't in when they went out, and when they came out, they're there now. Cool. So they're just sipping their magnum, and then the guys looked at him, but he didn't mean it in that way. Like he just looked at him, and then the next thing you know, they thought, cool, they're not gonna do it outside the shop. We're gonna let all these youths go down, because to get to the block you have to go down this back road. So they've crossed the road now, started walking down the back road. Next thing you know, two of them are on pedal bikes, and they're just they're starting to go slowly, like creeping up behind them on the pedal bikes. So they've hopped off the pedal bikes with their knife, and they're like, "What? Where you man from? I saw you man looking at us. Where you man from?" And they told me today that they just froze, that they didn't know what to do, because obviously they've never been in this real life situation before. So they froze, and then it's a thing where they were like, we didn't know, like they literally didn't know, like did not know what to do.
Madness.
This ain't funny though. This is serious.
And just because they didn't want to take my advice, someone who's actually been through things, who can actually tell you. And maybe because I'm the same age, then they don't want to listen. But I've been through it before. You have to just consider, like, I mean, listen, take it serious. But no, they didn't. So obviously, one started running straight away, and then the other three are just still standing there now. And then he said when the other guy got up, because at first only a flick knife was produced, then once the big the
Power Ranger
like
thing.
10, 15 inch got
Yeah.
That's when everyone dispersed, and they were all nearly tripping over each other.
One shoes fell off.
Yeah,
in running, could you see this loose lace thing? Even this is dangerous. You got to tighten your laces.
So obviously his shoes
flung off.
As he's running, his shoes fell off.
Mad.
They're running to the train station.
And they go in the train station after them.
Because they saw he was going to come inside the train, and the train weren't there yet. They've had to go out and then run right behind the block. So it's a thing where nothing happened, and luckily they all got home safe. But like idiots, well, they went back for the shoes.
They went back to look for the shoes.
They're not even grateful that God let them get away with their lives.
They go back for the shoes.
But you know what I'm saying?
No. But the thing is, the other two were smart. They went home and just left the shoe. The others are like, nah, I want my shoe. It's an expensive shoe. So my man's not even worrying about his life.
Price on the life, yeah.
Let's go back for the shoe.
He put a shoe on his life.
I don't care about my life.
That's fucked.
I mean, I won't care about the shoe. I've just been.
That's messed up.
I still have my life.
That's
went
messed
back
up.
for his shoe, looking back for his shoe at the same destination they just got thing.
So what? They probably leave the shoe there
but
waiting.
moral is,
They still didn't find the shoe either.
He took it.
moral is, you don't listen, you feel. You understand? You don't listen, you feel.
So then now what they told to me on FaceTime, bro, I should have listened to you from the beginning. I'll never go back to Hackney again, bro. I should listen. Why don't I listen? And then so it's a thing where
two saying that.
But that's not just Hackney though. That's London.
And then two are in a facade thinking they're gonna go back. Go back and do what you ran. What are you gonna do? Go back.
That's the facade thing. So
it's the facade thing.
There's the first runner.
I'm gonna go back there.
But in ends he's respected, or he's meant to try and be respected. He gets it in.
But like I said to them, it's not about going back. Because obviously they're angry that happened and they lost shoes and whatever. But it's a thing where
they're on going back to do a madness.
They're
on
going back doing a madness.
Out of the whole, only got a quotation. My friend out of that whole group. Yeah, and I spoke to him because I don't really care about the mistake and to what they're doing. If they're chatting on saying they're going to go back and do something, I'm not listening to that because I know what they're on. But the one person who is actually my friend, like I said to him, there's no point to prove. It's a thing where this can happen to anyone. This can happen to the baddest man on the street. It's just about what they do after.
Right.
So it's a thing where anyone can get run down. Anything can happen to anyone. But yeah, you can't. To these people, they're in a gang. They're in something. If you're a single person trying to go and do something, it ain't gonna work out.
You're gonna get yourself killed.
Because if they call their whole entourage now and then, the next thing you know, they've got guns.
It's not even funny. It's not funny. It's serious. Because even if you're a bad
then
man,
you really will lose your life. And the thing is, God will even bless you that time because the thing.
He'll punish you for your stupidness.
You know, there's a saying today.
Why not learning from your lesson? He'll make something happen so you can learn from your
They've already done 2 strikes, gone back and got shoes. Now you want to go back again with a balaclava on your face.
There's a saying, yeah, that to thyself be true, yeah, and the good book says you have to love God with all your mind, your body, and your soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. So there's an order to this thing. You can't love somebody unless you love yourself. You can't be true to somebody unless you be true to yourself. Yeah. The first relationship you need to really have, yeah, from what I'm hearing, is a relationship with God and your family first. Yeah. And then everything else can be built on that foundation.
Including your brain and knowledge.
Because a lot of these guys, had they listened to their family, like yourself, and listened to their friends, the wisdom would have directed them not to go to that place. You see what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah.
Even avoided.
Yeah.
But I'm happy. Now that happened yesterday as well, I'm happy that happened. So then now, I know that if something would have happened, I would have been like, I told them, I would have to speak to their mum. I told them 1,000 times not to do this, not to do it. And they just don't want to listen. But now that's happened and they're telling me they've learned from their lesson, or some of them have, it's a thing where now they can move on and they're going to, when they say, Marnie, why do you be so paranoid? Because I've been through stuff and I know how you need to be. And all the people that ain't survived, it's a thing where you've not moved. I can't say that because you can just be wrong place, wrong time. Like even the situation that I had, it was literally wrong place, wrong time. There weren't nothing to. I'm not from no gang. I'm not on that.
But being in the area on your own.
Guy doing my thing.
But you should know from day one, that's the rule, innit? When it gets into a certain type of light, and it ain't light no more, if you're not somebody you're familiar
or known,
don't be there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Even if you're staying at your nan's house that night and that's an unfamiliar area to you, after a certain time when it ain't daylight and that, don't be out.
But that's the thing.
Why are you outside for?
That stop
True.
behavior.
So basically,
Daylight does happen more, but you need to know where you are and what you're doing. Street knowledge, you understand? Street knowledge. Everyone in
So what I'm hearing as a young person, if you're in the wrong places with the wrong relationships, it can go very, very wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Listen,
You might have a friend who
people get killed over that.
100%.
Just for hanging on with the wrong friendship group. That can happen.
I've had to cut ties with people now because of where they're from and just being friends with them. Being friends with them is a problem to a whole load of group of boys who I don't even know their faces. You understand? It's a problem to them.
When you're making new friendships or new relationships,
That's the thing. That is a good one.
That's a weird one.
How do you go about making new friendships and new relationships? Because like the Jamaicans, them say they got a saying that we don't want no new friend. We don't, but sometimes it's the old friends that are causing the problems. You get what I'm trying to say to you? So how do you go about making new links, new networks? Because you're only as your net worth is your net worth.
Only as good as your loss.
Net worth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're only as strong as the links that you're connected to.
Exactly.
Right?
True.
So if your old links are not right, and you're trying to make, how do you go about as a young person making new links? With all of this, you got to consider your health and safety. You got to consider bad mind. You got to consider snakes. You got to consider.
It just comes. It comes through though, like natural. Like college as well was a big thing for me. Like
college is a good place.
I'd say yeah. Like
a lot of new people.
I've been friends. I've known these two since 2018. It says I've known them roughly on social media for. Only rock with them last, I'd say 8 months. Like solid, like just
8 months.
Like I say,
this is like a new relationship.
It's not necessarily new, yeah.
We've hung around before, but it's just.
But it's stronger.
All summers we link up. We're just from two different setups. So you get it. So I met their old friends, and they met my old friends, who just all know each other somewhere. And we went Lido once. So, I spent all vibes together. I said, nah, I'll just see you next time. And so that thing, maybe not on social media, but I'll just catch you next time. Then we keep catching each other, and it's like we're all alike in some way. And then a real situation gets exposed. Yeah. And then you just see who's about what and what they're about. You get one in the group who tries to do the whole "what? Can't we do something?" kind of thing, and we're not all like that. And we just think that's funny. Then you get someone who's a bit more tedious. Then you get the brains, and you get the joker, and it all clicks into place slowly. Like, right, we actually got a little team here.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. We've got 5 minutes left, yeah? And I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to kind of promote yourselves, your brand, and, let people know you're going to be here for the next 3 weeks. And you've got an event coming up, and, you know what I'm saying, so forth. We've only got a few minutes left. The reason why I wanted to kick it off with relationships, yeah, is because I've lived long enough to talk from experience that I've burnt a lot of good relationships. I've sabotaged a lot of good relationships. I've not valued a lot of good relationships. I've disrespected a lot of good relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've ended
It's all a
up in
learning curve as
seasons in
well.
my life where relationships could have put me further than I am. I could have been in better positions than I am if I had respected the relationships, if I had valued the relationships, if I invested in the relationships, you know.
Yeah. 'Cause in your
I
life-
was fortunate and I've been blessed to meet you guys in the last 3-4 weeks. And that as a result of a relationship, a friendship that I had with Kamal's mum. And this is when I was 14 and I'm 48 now. I'm saying
Who would have thought?
His mum reached out to me and said, "Look, I'd like you to meet my son." And as a result of meeting him, I was able to meet you guys. You see what I'm trying to say to you? And since we've met, yeah, we've had a few good experiences, I would like to think. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Productive experiences which can lead to a lot of other things. You know what I'm saying? And I want to leave you lot to share what's been happening. You know what I mean? But the right relationships can have a generational impact. Is what I'm trying to say to you. And this is an example of that. You see what I'm trying to say to you? Because of a friendship that I had with your mum when we was teenagers, now she's able to use that relationship to give you an opportunity as a teenager. You get what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah.
So you're going to do the same for your child. You get what I'm trying to say to you? 30 years down the road, because of what you did, yeah, it's going to impact your child. You get what I'm saying to you? So it's great to have the right relationship. And you can have 10 bad relationships, but have the right one.
Everything's
And that's
sweet.
like a key that opens the door
100%.
to all your blessings. You get what I'm trying to say to you?
I see
You
that.
know what I'm saying? So,
I see that.
you know, I'll just encourage you and our audience. Let's focus on the right relationships and nurturing them. You know what I mean? We don't need to be everybody's cup of tea because we're not monks. You get what I'm saying?
Just be yourself.
Yeah. But we just need to be able to identify the right key. You know what I'm trying to say to you? The right relationship.
And the thing is, with relationships as well, I feel like every relationship is a learning curve. You learn a lot from all different, hanging around all different types of people, and it's a thing where when you mess up or you don't respect or value and the thing is, some of them might actually be. For instance, there's a person who you should have, who you feel like you should have respected that friendship or that relationship with. That I'm an old friend. I'm not friends with no longer. That I feel like I might have done some wrong things or whatever, and then that's ruined something that I feel like I should still be friends with him till this day because he was someone who was close to me. But from that now, I've learned from it, and I know that I would never make the same mistakes that I did with him. Or, do you know what I mean? So yeah.
So I want to leave you lot. You got 3 minutes left just to kind of talk about, you know, yourself, your brand, Legacy Foundation, what you've kind of got out of it, and encourage everybody, the audience who's not in a program, to get with the program. If it's not the legacy, but find something positive, some activities that can assist you, can enable you, empower you to get further in your focus for your future. You know.
Yeah.
So I'll kick it off with you, Kamal.
Well, thanks to the Legacy Foundation, we're doing a collaboration event with the on the 20th of November. We're hosting our first launch event in collaboration with Marlo's birthday and my friend Marnie's birthday. And Tyson, Marnie, and myself are going to be selling tickets and trying to like raise awareness and there for people to come and have a good time.
Yeah.
So,
this event that we're doing is just purely just to have fun, and we got into the events thing because it's a thing where I feel like our youth as well especially need like just somewhere to have good to go to have kind of like a good time. Nowadays there's too much bad vibes and negative stuff going on, so you should definitely be there, not miss the date. But
yeah.
20th of November. I'm on Instagram, the Zone London events, and my Instagram, shymoody.official. So yeah, and that's my artist name as well. Music definitely coming soon.
Name's Tyson. Music name's Loden. Speak for yourself. I'm Loden, Pendant, whatever you want to call it. I'll be at the event as well. Definitely a moment of togetherness, unity, happiness, celebrating that, not because you're just successful, but you're on the way to success and you know what success is. That's the whole point of this event. And 2 great birthdays as well. So yeah, don't miss out, man. We'll be there.
Yeah, thank you guys for your contribution, and it's been very informative and inspirational, educational for me, definitely, and I assume for the audience as well. That was the first episode of the Struggle to Success, the youth edition. Join us next week, and it's going to get even more interesting. We'll have some more guests, and yeah, it's going to be something worth listening and tuning into. God bless you. Have a great evening.